try to finish up Matthew today and get through the rest of it. So, if you're new to the live, welcome. My name's Randall. This is the McClures. We react, review, we make fun of, we laugh at stuff over here. Links, of course, down in the description. If you want to help support the stream, we'd appreciate it. Feel free to click a link, follow me on social, send a dono, buy a t-shirt, do what you can do. But the stream has Biblical Wednesdays now, so we're going to spend every Wednesday going over biblical shit. Last year we started with the Gospel of Matthew, because on the Bible Deep Dive, which we posted the edited video of the Bible Deep Dive on the channel today, we determined the 66 books of the Bible are at least legit, those. We do think that the Catholics took out some books that they didn't want people to know. So we're going to read those as well. We're going to get into those as well, especially like Enoch. I forget what the other gospel is called. There's a gospel about Jesus' childhood, which I'm really interested in reading. So let's get into this. Matthew 11. We left off at Matthew 10. So Matthew 11. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, issues, corrections for me throughout the process, feel free to chime in and let me know. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so Matthew 11. It came to pass, when Jesus had made an end of commanding his 12 disciples, he departed thence to teach and to preach in their cities. He departed thence. One thing I do like about King James is they got some cool words. Old school words are cool. I'm just saying. All right, so Jesus and the Baptist. Now when John had heard in prison the works of Christ, he sent 2 of his disciples and said unto him, Art thou he that should come, or do we look for another? Jesus answered and said unto them, so now this is in red, so this is actual Jesus speaking. Go and shew John again those things which ye do hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And blessed is he, whosoever shall not be offended in me. And blessed is he, whosoever shall not be offended in me. Okay. As they departed, Jesus began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind. But what went ye out for to see? Wait, what? All right, Jesus is getting a little cryptic. All right, what went ye out into the wilderness to see? All right, so why'd you go in the woods? A reed shaken with the wind, but what went ye out for to see? So you went into the woods. The reeds are shaken, but why'd you go out there? A man clothed in soft raiment. Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in the king's houses. But what went ye out for to see? Why is that such a weird sentence for me to say? But what went out ye out for to see? It's because it's a weird sentence. A prophet? Yeah, I say unto you, and more than a prophet, for this is he of whom it is written. Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Verify, I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and all the law prophesied until John. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. Now, this is Elias. Is that what Jesus said, or is that supposed to not be in red? I don't know. And if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their fellows, and saying, We have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, He hath a devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, Behold, a man gluttonous, and a wine-bibber, and a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of her children. But wisdom is justified of her children. Who's the her? Are they talking about Mary? Because John isn't his brother, is it? I thought it was like his cousin. So they wouldn't have the same mother. I don't know. I'm confused by that. Anybody's got a breakdown for me on that? Let me know. All right, Jesus and his opponents. They began he to unbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. Who unto thee, Chorazin? Who unto thee, Bethsaida? For if the mighty works which were done in you have been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have been repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the day of judgment than for you. And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shalt be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee have been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. Okay, so if Sodom got their shit together, it'd still be around. And God wouldn't have had to burn that motherfucker. Okay. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. Wait, what? But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. Why is that the case? I don't get that.
Randall, where are you? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Matthew 11:25. The hidden revelation. At the time Jesus answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. All things are delivered unto my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. All right, so all things are believed unto me of my Father. No man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him. I don't know how to break that down verbally, but when I reread it, I got it. It made sense to me. So hopefully it clicked for you guys as well. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn from me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. Lowly in heart. I don't know what that word is. And ye shall find rest unto your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's a refreshing paragraph to read, no? So come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your soul, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. All right. So if you fucks with me, shit gets better. Okay. There's the Randall breakdown of that paragraph. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Matthew 12. Jesus challenged. At that time, Jesus went on a Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were and hungered, and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, Have ye not read what David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of God? And he did eat the shewbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priest. Or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if ye had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, ye would have not condemned the guiltless. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. Okay, so basically I'm here, folks. You're good. Grub up. Let's do us. We're good. All right. And when he was departed thence, he went into their synagogue, and behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him. And he said unto them, What man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. Then saith he to the man, Stretch forth thy hand. He stretched it forth, and it was restored whole, like as the other. Okay. So Jesus, coming in like a boss, Pharisees are like, bro, you can't be eating, it's Sabbath. You can't be doing this. He's like, bro, I'm the boss man. We could eat, we could grub, I could heal, we could do whatever. I'm him. I'm him. Okay. Big ballin' Jesus. All right, so the council of the Pharisees. Then the Pharisees went out and held a council against him, how they might destroy him. But when Jesus knew it, he withdrew himself from thence. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them all, and charged them that they should not make him known, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, Behold my servant, whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him. And he shall shew judgment to the Gentiles, and he shall not strive nor cry, neither shall any man hear his voice in the streets. A bruised reed shall he not break, and smoking flax shall he not quench, till he send forth judgment unto victory, and in his name shall the Gentiles trust. All right. Behold my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. All right, what does the word shew mean? I need to verify what shew means. Let's look it up. All right, it is show. It is show. That's what I thought. All right, so right here, it says, he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. Now, the he that they're talking about is the servant, right? It's not, he is not Jesus in this context. He is the servant. So he's saying that the servant, whom my soul is well pleased, I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not strive nor cry, neither shall any man hear his voice in the streets. But then it says, in his name shall the Gentiles trust. So that's talking about Jesus right there. Or is he talking about the Gentiles trusting the servant whose spirit, Jesus' spirit, is upon? When Jesus knew it, he withdrew himself from thence, and great multitudes followed him, and he healed them, and charged them that they should not make them known, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, Behold my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not strive nor cry, neither shall any man hear his voice in the streets. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure there, because it's not read like the rest of Jesus speaking. So this is Matthew writing it down, either what he heard or what he saw. All right, let's move past. False charges. Matthew 22. Then was brought unto him one possessed with a devil, blind and dumb, and he healed him, insomuch that the blind and dumb both spake and saw. And all the people who were amazed, and said, Is not this the son of David? But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, This fellow doth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of the devils. Beelzebub? Isn't that that's a word? And Jesus knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Okay, so he's like, if I was the devil and I'm casting out the devil, that doesn't make sense. Okay. And if he by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. If I cast out devils by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God is come unto you. Or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house? He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. All right, Jesus is like the most polite gangster talker, bro. You know what I mean? Like when you read it, it's super nice, it's super polite, but broken down in like my vernacular, he's bossing out right here, bro. He's bossing out. All right, blasphemy. Wherefore I say unto you, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing, bunny? Just ripping shit off of my desk, dude. Is what you're doing.
What did I rip?
That's falling.
Sorry, I hit. There's no. Okay.
All right, blasphemy. Wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but the blasphemy against the Holy Ghost shall not be forgiven unto men. Whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven. But whoever speaketh against the Holy Ghost, it shall not be forgiven. Him neither in this world, neither in the world to come. Either make the tree good, and his fruits good, or else make the tree corrupt, and his fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by his fruit. Alright, so wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but the blasphemy against the Holy Ghost shall not be forgiven unto men. Okay, so he's telling them, is like, look, you can pretend that I'm not, you can say that I'm not God, and you'll be forgiven for that. But don't even speak about the Holy Ghost and the power that I'm using to do what I'm doing, because that shit's not forgivable. And whosoever speaketh a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But whosoever speaketh against the Holy Ghost, it shall not be forgiven him, neither in this world or, there's no or there, but neither in the world to come. So either make the tree good and his fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt, for the tree is known by his fruit. So it's about what you're doing, not what you're saying. A generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account therefore in the day of judgment. And for by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Okay. So we're keeping a ledger. We're keeping a ledger of all your vile tongue you're spewing. And you'll have to answer for it. You have to answer for it. All right, so demand for a sign. Then certain of the scribes and the Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we would see a sign from thee. But he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in a whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater Jonas is here. All right. So you're a slimy motherfucker trying to get a sign, but you ain't getting a sign because you got a sign from Jonas, and you guys didn't believe that. It's kind of what that sounds like to me. The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it, for she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, a greater than Solomon is here. All right, so Jesus is saying, I'm greater than Jonas, I'm greater than Solomon. And when the unclean spirit is gone out of man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and finding none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and take with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they entered in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. All right, let me go back over that. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, but findeth none. All right, when the unclean spirit is gone out of the man. So that's like he removed the devil from him, right? He seeks rest, but finds none. Then he says, I'll return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then he goes, takes for himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. They enter in and dwell there, and the last state of the man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. All right, so he freed the man from his demon, and he went and got 7. I don't get that. I don't get that. All right, his mother and brethren. His mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? He stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven is the... My bad. Which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. So he stretched forth his hand to his disciples and said, Beholdeth my mother and my brethren, for whosoever shall do the will of my Father in heaven is the same as my brother and sister and mother. All right, so you get grafted into the family tree if you're on board, if you're riding the Jesus train. All right, Matthew 13, parables of the kingdom. The same day went Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside. A great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow, and when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no depthness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. Some fell among thorns, and thorns sprang up and choked them. But other fell into good ground, and brought forth fruit, some an hundredfold, some sixfold, and some 30-fold. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Okay. So that's like a foundational type thing. You need to start in the right place, or you won't be successful. The disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For his people heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. Lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with thy heart, and should be converted, I should heal them. Okay. So wake the fuck up, pay attention, and listen. I got you. Alright, but blessed are the eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Alright, so it's like, how lucky are you guys? You guys actually get to hear straight from the horse's mouth. Not everybody does. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. Sower? Let's go with sower. When anyone heard the word of the kingdom and understood it not, they cometh the wicked one, and catcheth the way which was sown in his heart. This he which received seed by the wayside. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into a stony place, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that receives seed among the thorns. All right, so let's go back into that. So he's going back to the first part where he talked about the seed being dropped on a stony path, it not being able to grow many roots, therefore the sun burnt it out. So here he's saying, but he hadn't received the seed into a stony place. The same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. He had not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. Okay, so he didn't take the time to let it soak in, and therefore was offended when he received tribulation or persecution because of the word. He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the world, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that receiveth seed into good ground is he that heareth the word, and understand it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. Okay, so if you hear the word and you discard it or blow it off, it's not going to bear any fruit for you. Why do you think it's okay to include F-bombs and other curse words while having a biblical discussion? Why wouldn't it be? I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't it be? Thou shalt not sayeth fucketh? I don't think that's in here anywhere. I don't think that's in here. Another parable, but he forth unto them. So this is the terrace. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which has sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. Tares, I think that's the word. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. All right, we got to look up this terrace word, because it kind of sounds like weeds. Yeah, it is. It's weeds. Okay. So we planted the seed in good ground, but we got weeds. Do we pick the weeds? No, don't pick the weeds. Let them grow with the harvest. And when we do the harvest, we shall separate then. Okay. All right, mustard seed. Matthew 13:31. Another parable put forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is the greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof. All right. Pretty self-explanatory there. Leaven, another parable spoke unto them. Thy kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took, and hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leavened. All right, what does leaven mean? We got to look that up. A substance such as a yeast to produce fermentation in dough, or liquid sourdough, materials such as a baking powder used to produce gas that lightens dough or batter. Something that modifies or lightens. Okay. So let's read that again with that in mind. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened. So is that to make something light? Maybe it is. All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables, and without a parable spake he not unto them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. Then Jesus sent the multitude away, and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed in the Son of Man, the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of the world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom and all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing, and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. All right, so the field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, and the weeds are the wicked ones. The enemy that sowed the field is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. All right, so at the end times, angels will come in, they'll separate the good from the bad, throw the bad into the furnace of fire with the gnashing of teeth and the wailing. And the righteous will shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear. All right. Treasures. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hidden a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchantman seeking goodly pearls, who, when he has found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had, and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea, and gathered of every kind, which, when it was full, they drew to shore, and sat down, and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth, and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. All right, he's real into this wailing and gnashing of teeth. He's just mentioned it twice now. That's the ultimate fuck around and find out statement right there. All right, Jesus say unto them, Have ye understood all of these things? And they say unto him, Yea, Lord. Then said he unto them, Therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is in household, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old. And it came to pass that when Jesus had finished these parables, he departed thence. All right, the rejection. Matthew 13:54. When he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogues, insomuch that they were astonished, and said, Whence hath this man this wisdom and these mighty works? Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren James and Joseph, and Simon and Judas, and his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then hath this man all these things? And they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. A prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house. He did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. Okay.
Hey, love, you're only reading the Jesus Christ word?
What?
You're only reading Jesus Christ's words?
No, I'm reading it all.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew 14, from place to place. At the time, Herod and Tetrarch? Let's go with Tetrarch. I like that. At that time, Herod and Tetrarch heard of the fame of Jesus, and said unto his servants, This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. Herod had laid hold on John, and bound him, and put him in prison for Herod's sake, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him into death, he feared the multitude, because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them, and pleased Herod. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. And the king was sorry. Okay, so dirty whore dancing in front of the king.
That's not funny.
Was somehow asked for John's head? All right, who's the dirty whore's mom? Why does she want John dead?
Stop.
I don't get it. All right. The king was sorry, nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a charger, and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up the body and buried it, and went and told Jesus. All right, so dirty whore drops it like it's hot in front of Herod. He's fascinated by it, and she asked for John's head.
You're just putting a little.
That's gnarly,
new
bro.
age on this
That's
Bible
gnarly.
twist.
This is the McClure breakdown of the gospel, bro. This is how we do it. All right, into a desert place. This is Matthew 14:13. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. He departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. Jesus went forth, saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. I don't quite get it. So Jesus heard John got his head chopped off. He departed by ship into a desert place apart. It's like across the sea. And when the people heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. Well, he's on a boat. How'd they follow him on foot? Oh, maybe when the people heard that he was coming. That makes more sense. Okay. So feeding 5,000. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, This is a desert place, and the time is now past, since the multitude away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. But Jesus said unto them, They need not depart, give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, We have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, Bring them hither to me. He commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves, the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude.
Can I ask you if you're seeing this or no? Like when I have the Bible up here, like what you're speaking about. Hell, now my eyes are not the verse you just read. There's
And
something.
he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to the heaven, he blessed and brake, and gave the loaves. Yeah, this is like a translated version.
Okay, but look at, we're reading from this Bible. Show them what Bible we're reading from, and then there's like a passage I can't see.
This is my wife's following along. She's in the King James Version Bible, but this is the authorized King James Version, so it's translated.
And then as you read along, it shows like verse. Where were you? I can't see right now.
Right here.
Like, so what does this mean? What are they like? So you're right here. What is this? They're asking you to like read that in reference to what you're reading. What
Yeah, it
does
says
that have
Mark
in-
6:41-8-7 Acts.
What does that have anything to do with what you're reading? Does it have anything? I've never really honestly read the entire Bible myself.
All right, side tangent, folks. Side tangent. Let's check this out.
Does that have anything to do with like what we've been or what you've been doing?
So my wife's reading a Bible that has translated versions, and in that last paragraph that we read, it has a notation of Mark 6:41. So let's go to Mark 6:41.
Oh, let me go get my glasses so I can see what you're looking at.
Let me go to Mark 6:41. And we had taken the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. He looked up to the heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before them, and the 2 fishes divided he among them all. Yeah, so it references another part of the Bible where it's also mentioned. And let's also check out Mark 8. Mark 8:7. And they had a few small fishes, and he blessed and commanded to set them also before them. Yeah, so it's just showing you other places in the Bible where the same thing is mentioned.
Oh, okay.
To give you like reference. But I'm reading like the real King James Version.
My other Bible.
Maybe.
My old one.
I don't know. Maybe. All right, so where were we? All right, so walking on the sea. Matthew 14:22. Straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent his multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into the mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is a spirit, and they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spoke unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I. Be not afraid. Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand, caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come unto the ship, the wind ceased. Then they went into the ship. Then they were in the ship, and came and worshipped him, saying, Of a truth thou art the Son of God. I think that's the first time they've mentioned him as the Son of God in the Gospels. Is right there, after they've seen him walk on water and then calm the storm.
What is the gospel to you? The book you're reading?
The Gospel is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Ad Gennesaret, Matthew 14:34. And when they were gone over, they came unto the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of that place had knowledge of him, they sent out into all that country around about, and brought unto him all that were diseased, and besought him that he might only touch the hem of his garment, and as many as touched were made perfectly whole. All right. Jesus making it happen, getting shit done. Healing some folks. All right. So Matthew 15. Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he that curses father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, It is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect by your tradition. Ye hypocrites, will do Isaiah's prophecy of you, saying, The people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. He called the multitude and said unto them, Hear and understand. Not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defiles a man. Then came his disciples and said unto him, Knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Declare us unto this parable. Jesus said, Are ye also yet without understanding? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly, and is cast out into the drought? But those things which proceed out of the mouth comes forth from the heart, and they defile a man. And out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murderers, adulterers, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man. But to eat with unwashed hands defileth not a man. Okay, so that's a long way to say. The Pharisees come and they're like, dude, your homies are eating with grubby ass hands. They don't even wash their shit. And Jesus is like, it doesn't matter if they wash their shit. Look at the foul shit coming out your mouth. You're the one that's going to burn. They're just grubbing, bro. It doesn't matter if they're eating dirt. Is that like an old law then, I guess? That's one of Moses's or Jewish old laws? You're supposed to wash your hands before you eat? Well, his disciples are hungry, bro. They're hungry. Jesus be fasted for 40 days and shit. They can't keep up, bro. They're hungry. They're hungry. All right, by the Sea of Galilee. And Jesus departed from thence, and came nigh unto the Sea of Galilee, and went up into the mountain, and sat down there. Great multitudes came unto him, having with them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others, and cast them down at Jesus' feet, and he healed them. Insomuch that the multitude wondered when they saw the dumb to speak, and the maimed to behold, the lame to walk, and the blind to see. They glorified the God of Israel. Feeding 4,000. Then Jesus called his disciples unto him, and said, Have compassion on the multitude, because they continue with me now 3 days, and have nothing to eat. I will not send them away fasting, lest they faint in the way. His disciples saith unto him, Whence should we have so much bread in the wilderness, as to fill so great a multitude? And Jesus said unto them, How many loaves have ye? And they said, 7, and a few little fishes. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the ground. He took the 7 loaves and the fishes. All right, so this is the second time he's feeding a group of people, right? Because he just did it before. Or are we talking about the same? This is a different situation, right? He took the 7 loaves and the fishes, and gave thanks, broke them, gave to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. They did all eat, and were filled, and they took up the broken meat that was left, 7 baskets full. And they that did eat were 4,000 men, beside women and children. And he sent away the multitude, and took ship, and came into the coast of Magdala. All right, so him and his peeps, they be chilling, all kinds of fans. Fans are hungry. It was a 3-day show. They were raging. Nobody ate. He's like, no problem. No problem. We got you. We got you. You guys grub. I'm out this bitch. I got other shit to do. And he bounced. All right, Matthew 16. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto them, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. When his disciples were come to the other side, they had forgotten to take bread. Then Jesus said unto them, Take heed, and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. Take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Now, leaven means to make light. I don't understand the reference to this word. It's been used 3 times now. We looked up the definition of it, but it just doesn't fit based on the definition that I looked up. I don't get it.
I think it's one of those words like it's not translated correctly. Because like people read Shakespeare and they don't understand certain words. I don't have I've read the Bible several times. I was raised LDS, you know. It just, certain words don't translate or we can't figure it out.
Somebody in the comments, let me know what that means. Let me know. All right, and they reasoned among themselves, saying, It is because we have taken no bread. Which when Jesus perceived, he said unto them, O ye of little faith, why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do ye not understand, neither Remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000 and how many baskets you took up? Neither the 7 loaves for the 4,000 and how many baskets you took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I spoke it not to you concerning bread, that ye should be aware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? He's like, bro, weren't you guys there? I can make bread. It's not a fucking issue. Why are we talking about bread? Stop talking about bread. Worry about these dirty ass Pharisees. Okay. Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. See, there's the word again. Leaven of bread.
Hey, can we have a side conversation? You can record it. I did sacrament when I was a kid in the LDS church. We used to have these little cups of water, and we had to take a little piece of bread.
Uh-huh.
And I never understood that. I still, to this day, do not understand
Well, the
why
Catholics
they
do it.
passed.
They
passed like this little tray, this little metal tray, and then these little cups.
The Catholics do it as well.
They don't do it like Mormons do. We had this tray. We had like these 14-year-old boys that would walk and stand beside.
Yeah, altar boys. They go pass it out.
They were not considered altar boys.
It's the same thing.
They held the priesthood.
It's the same thing.
Well, I don't know the Catholic Church.
Me neither. But
taking bread and water after you are 8 years old when you don't even understand what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Very weird.
I don't know how to break down the actual meaning of it. Don't.
Me neither.
Smoke again, please.
Me neither.
No.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's taking the blood and body of Christ. I think it's like an honor, or it's like in memory of the crucifixion. You're honoring Christ for being crucified.
By eating water.
I think that's it.
And bread.
Well, it's supposed to be wine and bread. I just don't. You can't give kids wine. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. All right, the Great Confession. So this is Matthew 16:13. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" All right, so Jesus showed up. Said, "Bro, what are they talking about? What are they saying?" They said, "Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah's or one of the prophets." He saith unto them, "But whom say ye that I am?" All right, so that's what they're spitting. What do you guys think? Simon Peter answered and said, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered and said unto him, "Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon his rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against him. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever..." I lost my place. "And say unto thee that thou art Peter, upon his rock I will build thy church." And did I scroll the wrong way? "And I will give thee unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven." Lost in heaven. All right, so this is a pivotal section of the Bible. I know this because I've been watching biblical debates lately between Muzzies and Catholics and Mormons and Christians and Mormons and Catholics and Muzzies and all different combinations, because I like to learn through debate, because then you get to hear the best arguments from both sides and their rationale and breakdown for them. So I think debates is a good format to learn these kind of things. At least for me, I enjoy them. But I know that the Catholic Church says that Peter is their first guy because of this passage right here. And they say, all right, so blessed art thou, Simon Bar Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. So Peter says, you're Jesus, you're the Son of the living God. And Jesus is like, I didn't tell you that. You didn't hear that from anybody. You got that straight from my Father. He's the one that made you aware of this. And I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. So some debate, is he saying upon Peter he will build his church? To me it means on the fact that he is the Son of the living God. He's going to build the church. Like, that's the foundation of the church, is that Jesus is the Son of the living God. That's my interpretation of it. But I think the Catholic Church says that Peter is the foundation of the church, and that the church will be built on Peter. I don't think that's the case. For all of you new tapping into the live, we're doing a Biblical Wednesday Bible deep dive. We're working on the Gospel of Matthew. For me personally, I don't belong to any religion. I think all religions are culty. So I don't prescribe to a specific religion. I've been on my own journey, what have you, for the last few years. I have come to recognize a creator and Jesus, and that he was crucified and rose from the dead. So I do believe these things, but I don't believe in a church, or the church, as the Catholics would say. So that's kind of where we're at now. The first Bible deep dive we did, we kind of went over the books of the Bible to find out what we should be reading. And on that live, I kind of confirmed that the 66 books in the Protestant Bible are legit. But there's definitely some other books not included in that 66 that are important, that need to be read and understood. But everybody confirms that the 66 books in the Protestant Bible are good to go. So I figured we'd start there. And then when doing research on how to read the Bible, they say don't start from the beginning, which is a weird way to read a book. But whatever. That's what they say. So start with the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And that's what we're doing. All right, so Matthew 16:20. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. All right, he charged his disciples and told them, don't tell anybody that I'm Jesus the Christ, the Son of God. That's kind of weird, no? He's like, I'm glad you figured it out. I'm glad my Father told you who I really am. But keep it to yourself? Really? Keep it to yourself? I want to hit another cigarette. I need to click on the air conditioner real quick. Hold on. Almost died. My daughter's got a bunch of toys piled up right there. Almost fell to my death. That would have been funny. Oh yeah. All right, so true discipleship. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day. Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Okay, so he tells them, don't tell people I'm the son of the living God. But then he does go to tell them that he's going to be tortured and killed, and they're like, "No, my guy, what the fuck you mean? We don't want that to happen." But I don't understand this. He turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Oh, get thee behind me. Satan, thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come into the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Okay. So if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up the cross and follow me. So Jesus is saying, you need to forget yourself. Forget your ego, forget your pride, forget your bullshit. Drop you as an individual and take up my cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So if you want to hold on to your life, you lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake shall find it. So if you let all that shit go and give it to Jesus, you find life. For what is man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So even if you get all the riches on earth, you lose your soul. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. So verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till you see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. All right, so he's telling them, you don't have to worry. They're not going to kill you yet. He puts a yet on there, though. All right, Matthew 17, the Transfiguration. After 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them. His face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias, talking with them. Then answered Peter and said unto Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, one for Moses, and one for Elias. Tabernacles like a tent, right? While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased, hear ye him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face, and were sore afraid. Jesus came and touched them, and said, Arise, be not afraid. Oh. Arise, be not afraid. And when they had lifted up their eyes, my bad, tried to guess, they saw no man. save Jesus alone. As they came down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, tell the vision to no man until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead. And his disciples asked him, saying, why then say the scribes that Elias must first come? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. Then the disciples understood that he spoke unto them of John the Baptist. Okay, so the prophecy of Elias was fulfilled with John the Baptist? Elias came back as John the Baptist? That's what that says? That's interesting. I don't know if I had heard that before. I don't know that I had heard that before. I just noticed that her name was Yuma Girl in AZ. She must be a local. Cures an afflicted boy. And when they were come into the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart, and said, why could not we cast him out? And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Okay, so we went to the disciples first. They were unable to cure the boy because they didn't actually believe that they could do it. They're saying that their faith, like a grain of a mustard seed, is lacking. Your faith is lacking. Okay. And then howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So prayer and fasting is the only way to gain faith, according to Jesus in Matthew 17:19. In Galilee, and while they abode in Galilee, Jesus said unto them, the Son of Man shall be betrayed into the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and the third day he shall be raised again. And they were exceeding sorry. And when they were come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, doth not your master pay tribute? He saith, yes. And when he has come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children, or of strangers? Peter saith unto him, of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, then are the children free, notwithstanding, lest we should offend them? Go thou to the sea, and cast a hook, and take up the fish that first cometh up. And when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. That take and giveth unto them for me and thee. All right, so is this the part where they point out that tithing I heard one video talk about how tithing is actually not biblical and giving the church your money is not what Jesus wanted. I think that's what this is saying. What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute, for their own children or of strangers? Peter says to him, of strangers. Jesus says to him, then are the children free? Meaning that they're not free if they're still giving tribute to the kings. So maybe it's not tithing to the church, but tithing to the kings, which is what, taxes? Lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea, cast a hook, take up the fish that first cometh up, and when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. Take that, give it unto them for me and thee. Huh. I think this is the part that's talking about tithing to the church. I really do. All right, so Matthew 18, Jesus and his disciples. At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. D-Clams, what's good, bro? I am well. All is well. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receiveth one such little child in my name receiveth me. But those shall offend one of these little ones which believeth in me, it were better for him that a milestone were hanged about his neck, and that he was drowned in the depth of the sea. Who unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but who to that man by whom the offense committeth. All right, I fucked that all up. Let's try that again. Whom unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but who to that man by whom the offense cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off, and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter the life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire. Take heed that ye despise not one of those little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of thy Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save for which was lost. How ye think, if a man had 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, doth he not leave the 99, and goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiceth more of that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Okay, even so it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell them his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. And if he still shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as heathen man and a publican. Verify I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be lost in heaven. Again I say unto you, that if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done for them for my Father which is in heaven. For where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. All right, I want to go back up and break this down before, because I've heard these verses used to depict how much God hates people fucking with children. BMC, what's up, McClure? I don't know why people don't come to your live stream, brother. You are good at what you do. Keep it up. I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate that. Feel free to tell all the motherfuckers you know to come on by.
Not saying effort.
All right, D-Clams, not super familiar any of this, but pretty interesting. The stuff about cutting off the arm is about the prevention of sin, right? Had not idea this was so long, and only know the short quote is in a lot of movies for dramatic effect. Yeah, see, I've heard parts of this a lot, but never went through the whole thing. That's why we're going to go through it again. But it doesn't sound to me that he's actually talking about children as in children. He's talking about the children of God, not like actual children, from my understanding. All right, so let's read this again. Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him into the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children. Except ye be converted and become as little children, and ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. So he wants us to all become children in
like our thought process of being just happy and safe and non-sinful. Children are very non-sinful. Oh, I'm sorry.
Children be sinning all the time, bro. These little motherfuckers lie and steal, and you got to teach them not to. They just naturally be shady as fuck.
The Bible, just what they're referring to, is like a child's mind. Like, not, they don't do things.
I think
do things to be mean. They do it.
No, children are extremely cruel and mean. What I think,
a 4-year-old does not do something intentionally to be mean. A 5-year-old does not. They don't understand.
Our 4-year-old just made our 10-year-old intentionally cry yesterday. What are you talking about, bro?
She pulled his hair.
She's a demon child. They're all demon children, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, my Bible study is a little different because I cuss. I cuss a lot. I cuss often. And I haven't gotten to the part where thou not saith fucketh. We haven't gotten to that section yet. Maybe when we get to that section, we'll stop saying it. I don't think it's in there though. I don't think it's in there. But maybe we'll get to that point.
It's a sin, and you should shut your mouth.
I don't think it is. I don't think so. But I think it means become as little children, as in children are forgiving and forgetful. I think that's what it means. I think a child's mind, meaning it doesn't hold on to things. And it's constantly regenerating.
And forgiving and forgetting. Forgiving and forgetting.
Yes.
All right.
Because, I mean, they'll be evil to each other, and then 5 minutes later...
They're brother and sister.
But no, that's all children, though. Even children at a playground, they get in a fight. You know what I mean? 5 minutes later, they're best friends again. So I think that's what it means.
I think that's a boy thing. You guys can, like, box and be like, oh, we're best friends.
Well, girls don't have friends. They have people that make themselves feel better about themselves. That's not really a friend. All right. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as the little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. See? You humble yourself like a child. And whosoever shall receive one such little children in the name receiveth me. Whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a milestone were hanged around his neck and that he were drowned into the depths of the sea. So a lot of people I've heard use that verse like against pedophiles, you know what I mean? But I don't think that's actually what it's talking about there. Now, I'm still good with using it against pedophiles because we should string those motherfuckers up. Um, so I'm still good with that, but I don't think that's actually what it's talking about here. Who unto the world because of offenses, for it must need be that offenses come, but who to that man by whom the offense cometh? So who unto the world because of offenses? A woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses. Okay, so you can't stop being offended. Shit happens. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life half halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter the life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire. Take heed that ye despise not one of those little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. How think ye if a man have 100 sheep? I actually like this sheep story. Not a Christian myself, but always found learning about the Bible interesting. I always thought it started by be as children means Jesus is referring to the crowder, not the child, but not sure. To the crowd, not the child, but I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. Yeah, so to me, he's not speaking to an individual child. See, I don't even think when it says Jesus called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them. So, like, he invited a kid into the hacky sack circle to chop it up and get this message dropped on his head, along with the disciples. But I like the goat story. I like the goat story because he's like, doesn't a shepherd leave his 99 sheep to go get the one sheep that went astray? And aren't you more happy when you get that one sheep that's astray back into the flock than you are for the 99 who didn't ever go astray? That's like a profound story that's so simple and basic. Um all right. So let's go back to where we were before I was trying to recap. I wanted to go over that part again. All right, so let's go back. We're Matthew 18:21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him till 7 times? Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. 70 times 7, what's that, 490 times? Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. Yeah, so that's about helping people who go astray. Altruistic? Altruitism? Altruitism? I don't know what that word means, dude. I'm a retard, so you can't use too big of words. to go right over my slow head.
You're not a da-da-da.
All right. They came, Peter, to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times. Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. You got to just keep forgiving that motherfucker repeatedly. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which owed him 10,000 talents. But forasmuch as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife, and children, and all that he had, and payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. Then the Lord of the servant was moved with compassion, and loosened him, and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, and he laid hands on him, and took him by the throat, saying, Pay me what thou owest. And his fellow servant fell down at his feet, and besought him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw that what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desiredest me? Shouldn't not thou also have compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? And his Lord was wroth, and delivered him to the tormentors, till he should pay all that was due unto him. So likewise shall my heavenly Father do also unto you, if ye from your hearts forgive not every one his brother their trespasses. Altruism means to act selflessly and be more concerned with others' well-being over your own. Okay. I don't necessarily think that I don't know if it's saying that. I think he's saying it's like a bigger prize. It's a bigger prize to get somebody astray back into the fold than it is to just chop it up with, with the fold. Yeah, the goat guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. But I don't know if it's I don't know. I don't think it's that, because it's not so much as care about the one sheep more than the 99, or more than himself. You know what I mean? It's more, so it's like contrasting the one that's astray with the ones that aren't astray. It doesn't have anything to do with the shepherd himself. I think that's what it meant. Yeah, I think that's what it meant. All right, so that's Matthew 18. Let's go Matthew 19, beyond Jordan. All right, we're at an hour 55. We're probably going to do a little bit extra today. I was hoping to get through all of Matthew today, but I don't think that we will, because Matthew goes to 25, I think. Unless there's some really short chapters. I don't think we're going to get to it all. But I'm going to try to extend the live show a little bit longer than normal, because I do want to get through some. Well, plus it's very interesting to me. So I could really, if I didn't have to go work and make some money, I could probably just do this all day. Because it's very interesting to me. I have never read the majority of this stuff before. I've heard parts of it. I've heard people mention, you know, certain verses and whatnot. Um, but I haven't read Matthew myself. I've read some of the Bible, but I haven't read Matthew before. All right, so Matthew 19:1, beyond Jordan. It came to pass that when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, It is lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause. It is lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause. And he answered and said unto them, Have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, For this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder. What's asunder? We're going to look that one up. Asunder. Apart, divided. What therefore God hath joined together, let not man pull apart. Okay. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put him away? He saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning it was not so. And I say unto you, Whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whose marrieth her which is put away doth commit adultery. Yeah, Jesus is saying no divorce unless your wife's a dirty whore, bro. If your wife's a dirty whore, let the bitch kick rocks. But otherwise, you got to put up with that psycho, which is what I'm doing. I got one over here. She's over there. She's over there.
Wait, what is happening right now? I just came in. Am I the dirty whore? Am I the dirty whore?
No, because you're still my wife. If you were a dirty whore, according to Jesus, I have you kick rocks. But you're not a dirty whore, so we keep you.
I try to act like I am, and I be mean. Like our argument last night. But we're not putting that on blast.
I was reading that. What'd you say?
I was talking about our argument last night.
Yeah, people don't want to know about our argument. All right. Yeah, so he's saying that Moses gave you the law of divorce because people were wicked and evil and they needed it. But it wasn't like that from the beginning of time. And that whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And if you marry someone who's put away, you commit adultery. So all these dried up, useless fucking ex-wives walking around trying to jump on your nuts? No.
Stop.
No. They're used up. They're used up. Keep them in the corner. You don't want to marry that trifling bitch.
Just because you've been married to me since you were 15, like, stop.
So I can speak with authority on these things. Right? I think so. I think so. His disciples say unto him, If the case of a man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. But he say unto them, All men cannot receive this saying, save thee to whom it is given. For them are some eunuchs, which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He is that able to receive it, let him receive it. All right, we need to know what the hell an eunuch is. Because they just used that word like 9 times, and I didn't get the reference any of the times. A man who has been castrated. Ouch! Oh. Especially one employed to guard the women's living areas in the Asian court. Oh, eunuch. Duh, dumb motherfucker. You should probably just say the word correctly, and then you would know what it means. All right, so let's read that again with the correct pronunciation. His disciples say unto him, If the case of a man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. But he said unto them, All men cannot receive this saying, Say thee to whom it is given, for there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb, and there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men. And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He is that is able to receive it, let him receive it. All right, so it's saying even if you're dickless, you can get married? I think that's what it's saying, right? Right? You're no longer flopping? But you can still marry.
This is your take on what you're reading. You say some gross stuff, do you?
All right. I know a lot of politicians claim to be trustworthy, have been divorced and remarried like 5 times, and that's often brought up to make someone less Christian, but not sure how legit that is. Oh, and then you said, I haven't heard much of the Bible, only a few sections come up during the big changes, like abortion rules, gay marriage rules, divorce, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, if you've had 5 wives, you're pretty much a piece of shit.
Ah! Oh no.
It's true. It's true. It is true.
You should only get married once.
Correct. And if she's a dirty whore, then you can divorce her. But you can't marry another divorced chick. You have to find you
Is this
another
your
one.
plan? Is this your plan if I become a dirty whore?
Yeah, bitch, you're getting kicked to the curb. Fuck. For sure. Before I read the passage, this is what was happening. All right. The rich young ruler. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He said unto him, which Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith unto him, All these things I have kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, When then can be saved? Who then can be saved? But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are impossible. All right, so I think the point is that in order for men to be rich, they have to go against God to get the money. It's kind of what it sounds like. I've heard some of the super liberal LGBT churches claim that eunuch is about trans people, which I find so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
That's completely retarded. Um, the word liberal LGBT church is retarded. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Ignorant. Stupid.
That's what retarded means. But retard's my favorite word, so we prefer to use it. All right, why do you call me good? No man is good, only God is good. If you want to have eternal life, keep the commandment. But the rich man said that he kept all the commandments. Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, no stealing, no false witness, honor thy father and mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as themselves. Young men said, I've done all that. Now what? If thou is perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give it to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. All right. So rich dude's like, I've been good. I've been good. I'm not hoeing around. I'm not an asshole. I'm not a liar. So I'm good, right? And he's like, oh, you're perfect. Oh, okay. Well, since you're perfect, why don't you go sell all your shit, bro, and then come and follow me? And dude walked away crying about it. Then Jesus said to his disciples, verily I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of heaven. Now, there's not much wiggle room in there. It just says, I say unto you, a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Which basically means if you're a rich guy, you're not getting in. I prefer that you just sound mean. That would be ideal. We like truth over here. Most truth is pretty mean to the people who don't believe it. But yeah, they're demons. They're demons trying to act like they're following Jesus. It's twisted in so many ways. Twisted in so many ways. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who they can be saved? But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. I don't know. Is that why I'm poor now that I've found God? Maybe that's why. I'm just kidding. I mean, I am poor. I don't think it had anything to do with finding God. Maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe it did. Probably not. Probably not. Or is it saying it's impossible to be rich and still moral? I think that's kind of what I took from it initially. Is that you can't be a wealthy man and keep the commandments, because in order to get rich, you have to, you know what I mean? You have to break a bunch of commandments to get rich. I don't know if that's always the case, though. But he didn't say always. And he did say everything is possible through God. But basically, if you go after money, it's going to be almost impossible for you to stay moral, keep the commandments, if you're focused on going after money. That's kind of what I get from it. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Jesus said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall I almost said shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Let's do that again. Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So, now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't there only like one tribe left? Right? Because God killed everybody except for Noah, whatever tribe he came from. So are these 11 other dudes sitting on thrones with nothing to do? Because there's nobody left from that tribe? I don't actually have my time frame here, so I'm not sure. Laborers in the vineyard. Ah, excuse me. I'm getting tired. I don't really want to yawn through this, but let's do. Actually, let's kill it there. We'll kill it there at Matthew 20. We'll start Matthew 20 next week on Wednesday. But I enjoy Biblical Wednesdays. I don't get a lot of viewers though. Like typically during a normal stream, I would get probably 20 people. You know what I mean? It gets up to, 10 to 20 people on a typical day. And on biblical days, it's never gotten to that. So, doesn't seem like other people like it so much. But I enjoy it. So we're going to keep doing it. Biblical Wednesdays. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We will continue where we left off here next Wednesday at Matthew 20. We'll continue next Wednesday from that point. So if you're on the live, we appreciate you for stopping by. Give me a thumbs up, like, share, all that good stuff. Tell your friends, tell your fat mom. She'll really like me. So let her know that she should watch the stream. She's got nothing to do. She's fat and lazy. All she does is watch YouTube. So just give her my channel so she can put me in the rotation. It's fine. It's fine. All right, folks. I appreciate you for stopping in. And we'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I don't know what's on the agenda for tomorrow's show. So if you got any ideas, feel free to message me and let me know what we should get into. I'll think about it tonight. Maybe I'll put something together. Maybe we'll just wing it. Maybe we'll just wing it. Who knows? Maybe we'll just wing it. But I'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We are daily at 2 o'clock, so come hang out. We appreciate you. Later, bye.